morning. I am Jason Ellis, and this is Tech Avail News. Today is Thursday, March 11th. If you're Los Angeles based, hopefully you enjoyed that lightning storm last night. But here are your top news stories from yesterday to know going to your workday today. Our first story of the day, Gavin Newsom in his State of the State address has alluded to that it looks like this weekend movie theaters will be able to reopen. Great news for Hollywood, of course. That said, will they realistically open this weekend? Probably not. They still need to rehire their workforce back, get everything moving, get movies delivered, all that fun stuff. It probably won't happen until the following weekend, but to have the blinking green light is a great start, especially for our pandemic world that we're currently in. They are regulated to 25% capacity or 100 people, whichever is the lowest number, that's what's going to be maxed out at, while the rollout is starting to come to. So great news for us, great news for the box office. So movie theaters are officially starting to come back. MGM is going through a transition period. It was announced a few days ago that Steven Stark was stepping down as president of MGM, and the successor has been announced yesterday. Michael Wright, who's the president of Epix, will be coming in to be the head of development and production for MGM TV Scripted. So he is not leaving Epix and will be doing both jobs simultaneously. What does that mean of the future partnership between MGM and Epix? Time's only going to tell, but to see a head maintain two positions is a little bit of a, alluding to something upcoming. So we'll see how Michael does, but, congratulations on taking over the mantle. In big IP news, George R.R. Martin's pretty massive book series, Wild Cards, has officially moved from Hulu to Peacock. This has been a long time coming, essentially. Hulu had the rights a few years ago. If you're not familiar with the books, it's essentially an alien virus came to Earth during World War II, and certain humans were given superpowers. Some became good, some became evil, but it's a very big world. And so a few years ago, Hulu was working on this to make it into essentially several different series, and UCP was involved. So the series came out darker than expected, but because of Comcast relinquishing its ownership of Hulu when the Disney Fox merger happened, essentially Disney looked at this going, it's dark, Stark is not for us. Plus, we had to pay UCP a fee on top of it. Why are we even moving forward on this? So smartly, Hulu has moved off the project. Essentially now Comcast Universal has full control going over to Peacock. We'll see what comes of it. There is no new writer on board to take over the mantle, but it's a big world, but it's also an expensive world. So it's going to be really up to Peacock seeing, are they going to invest as much money? But the fact that there was an announcement and George R. Martin's name is attached to it, most likely we'll see something coming out in the next few months. Not project-wise, but announcement-wise. In attachment news, Kenneth Branagh has been brought on to direct the biopic about the Bee Gees for Paramount. I'm a big Bee Gees fan, so I really hope he executes this very well. It's a great story, great, singing group, so hopefully he does a great job. In casting front, Michelle Gomez is continually just being a badass villain actress. She has done Chilling Adventures of Sabrina, most recently for HBO Max, The Flight Attendant against Kaylee Cuoco, and is now coming to stay in the HBO Max family, but season 3 of Doom Patrol, she's going to be playing the series regular role of Madame Rouge. And if you're not familiar with Madame Rouge, I'm a big Teen Titans fan, so I love her. I think she's an awesome character. She is the only female member of the Brotherhood of Evil, so she is a big arch nemesis, to Beast Boy, but also just to the DC Teen Titan-esque world. So her coming to Doom Patrol is going to be a really fun story arc. And Michelle Gomez is just really harnessing this evil villainess style, and it's awesome. And great job to her, and kudos to her for taking on this kind of mantle. Netflix is taking full advantage of being the powerhouse in the YA genre. They have just announced that Sarah Catherine Hook and Amanda Lewis will be the leads of their upcoming YA vampire series, First Kill. This is, their first foray into the vampire world, I guess, but I think it does beg the question, do we really need another YA vampire series, especially one that is another vampire versus vampire slayer story? We've seen that before. This is the first project from their deal with Emma Roberts. I think there's potential to this being interesting, but a repeat of vampires, not sure if we need again, but still kudos for Sarah and Amani to landing the leads of this project. Well, pretty light news day, unfortunately, but hopefully this gets you through today's workday. Once again, I'm Jason Ellis, and this is Tech Avail News. Please remember to like and subscribe, and I'll see you tomorrow morning.